What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Chris here from Kalevala South Farm. Well, guys, today is the day. It's our second boil, and right now we have our RO running that we built. I talked a little bit about it in the last video, and I'll go a little bit more in depth today. So here it is running. It's fairly quiet. I put a bunch of footage of me explaining what I did. All right, guys, so I'll give you a little bit more on the RO that I built. If you guys are interested, I can put a parts list in. Most of the fittings and stuff came from the local plumbing supply, but it has a pressure pump, a recirculating pump. It's 2 membrane. Then I have 2 flow meters, a system pressure gauge, and then I have the high pressure filter here with a in and out pressure gauges as well. And then I used some PEX basically just for the water outlet. Everything else is using this high pressure braided food grade tubing that I got. I think it's rated for 275 psi. The system generally runs about 200 to get the flow right. So basically, if I concentrate it at 1% gallons per minute of concentrate, I'm at 3%. At 1.5, I'm at 2%, and I haven't gone less than that, to be honest. So that's kind of how the system works. So far, so good. Everything seems to work well. The pressure is a little higher than I thought it would be, but I think that's just the setting on the pressure pump. I can probably adjust that, bump it down a little, because it seems to be more about flow, because the pressure doesn't seem to change a whole lot from about 2 gallons per minute of concentrate to 1 gallon per minute concentrate. It's just how much is going through and recirculating through the recirculation pump. So I also put in a temperature switch here that when you're doing a wash cycle, you can set that so it'll shut off after the appropriate amount of time. And I did put a low pressure switch in there so that if for some reason, if I'm not paying close attention or I'm out collecting and I've got the RO running, it'll shut off if it runs out of sap or it gets an ice chunk or whatever else. So that's kind of a little bit more in-depth on the RO. I guess I can, if anybody wants, hit me up in the comments. I'll give you, I have an Excel sheet that has all the parts that I use other than the fittings and stuff or the low pressure switch because I got that locally. But it has the filter, the membranes, the membrane housings, the pumps, the wiring I did myself. So that's a little bit different. You kind of have to figure that out. I mean, I can give you a rough wiring diagram, but when you actually look at it, it's a little different. I've been doing this type of stuff for a long time, as you guys know, with my ship job. So I went through it and I actually wired the whole thing and I bench tested it first, then put it in and found I had to make a few modifications and kind of went from there. So anyway, guys, that's kind of the up and down and long and short on the RO. And right now we're concentrating. So our sap is right around, I don't know how well you can see that. It's right around 2% sugar in the raw sap, and then we'll jump up there and take a sample of what's coming out. It should be around 5. I've got it set to concentrate about 3%. So let me jump up there and grab a sample, and we'll see what it is. We'll put this back in the tank so we don't waste it. Alrighty guys, so we're going to just under 2, a tiny bit, to about 4.5. So what I can do is I can actually bump the flow rate up or bump the flow rate down just a skosh. That was a little high. So now we're right at 1 gallon per minute of concentrate, and we're at right around 2 gallons per minute of permeate. So we'll let that run for a bit and see what our sugar content is with that adjustment. Alrighty guys, so we let it run for a little bit longer, and it's right around 5 now. Don't know how well you can see that. It's a little bit under 5, but it's a little bit under 2. So we're getting right around our 3%, which is what we built it for, to concentrate about 3%. So we're running right around 1 and almost 2, 1 3/4 or so. So we'll see exactly what we have gallons per hour. I think last time we were getting around 180, 200, but I started exactly at 7:30. There's 300 gallons in the tank, so we'll see at 8 o'clock how much we got, or 9 o'clock, or however long it takes to finish. We'll see, get a good view of our rate of what this machine will actually put out. So anyway guys, I'm gonna keep setting up here to boil. One thing about having a heated sugar house is if we're not gonna boil for several days, I actually have to take the sap, drain the pans down, and put it outside so it freezes. So I put one back in. You can see one of the buckets back in the syrup pan. I've got another one to dump in here. And then I have a bigger can out there with everything from the flue pan in the back. So I'm gonna get all that stuff put back in, and we'll let this RO run, and we'll fire up the old evaporator here in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so looks like our rate is right around 160 gallons an hour, give or take. We've been running it just over a half an hour. It's started at 7, it was actually 7:35 by the time I got it in the tank. It's 8:10 now, and we've gone through probably 90-ish. So yeah, I think we're right around 180 an hour. Now I can up that a lot if I lower the concentration, but I really want to get that 3%. So anyway, there's update as the RO is running. Unfortunately, we do have a couple of drips still. I've been fighting quite a bit with the stainless. They're literally just 2 or 3 drips, which I probably will just let go for now, and I'll reseal everything at the end of the season. So anyway guys, that's the update. We'll keep RO in this. We've got all the sap and syrup and everything. The pans are all filled back up. The tank is filling. So yeah, a couple, I'll probably let this run. Well, I'm gonna let the RO run till it's done. Probably watch it for another little bit, and then run down to the store and get some snacks for later when I'm boiling, and yeah, that'll be it. We'll get the old evaporator stoked up. All right guys, so we're in mid-boil now. Got the evaporator warmed up good, about 217, so we should be getting a draw before too long. We ended up with probably 150, 160 gallons of concentrate up in the tank. RO worked good as it has been, so we're down here boiling away probably another couple hours, and hopefully we'll get our first syrup draw here shortly. So you know, we're making the good stuff as we like to do, but this is pretty much going to be kind of what we're doing for the next couple weeks. The weather looks really warm, almost too warm, so we'll see what happens. It might be a short season. I hope not, but you never know. But I know the sap's going to run like crazy probably end of this week into next week. So yeah, we're just going to keep on down here boiling, and I'll pick up the camera when we get a little closer. All right guys, so we're getting really close to our first draw, so I figured I'd set up the camera, and you guys can see how the auto draw works. Of course, now that I've started the camera, it's probably gonna go down, but anyway, I figured I'd give it a shot. So we're at 219.4, and then once it hits 219.5, the valve should open, and we should get syrup out. if it cooperates. And here it goes, guys, our first draw of the year. And that is some very light syrup. Wasn't a very long draw. Oh, there it goes. That is some, that's unfiltered, but that is some really nice looking stuff. So anyway, guys, the temperatures actually goes up a lot of times, as you can maybe see. I don't know how well you can see that digital display, but it tends to go up some as you're drawing off. And being our first draw, this could actually be a really big one, because that whole pan is got quite a bit of syrup in it, because we've been boiling now for quite a long time. We'll see how long it goes. We're at 219.8, and I'm actually going to test the gravity of this while it's drawing. So let me grab my Murphy cup and hydrometer, and we'll check this. See if it's light or heavy or what it is. As I make noises. I like to do one to warm it up. Oh crap. Am I gonna get enough before it closes? Yes. All right, so we're using our Murphy cup here, which basically gives you a temperature correction of syrup. So it's right at the syrup line on the hydrometer. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. And it looks like we might be a touch light. We'll see after a minute. I like to let it sit a little bit and acclimate, but we're a touch light, so we'll have to bump up the auto draw temperature just a little bit, because this is about just under 60, and this is about 59 and a half. So we're only a tiny bit light. We're almost perfect. But yeah, we're gonna have to bump up the temperature just a little bit, probably 0.2 degrees, and that should be perfect syrup. So I'll do that, and we'll see how long it is till the next draw. All right, guys, so we're getting close to the end here as far as what we got to boil. We got a little bit left here in the tank. This is our shutdown spot here. So we got about 2 inches or so, maybe 2.5. We adjusted our gravity just a little bit. So I adjusted it to 219.8, and it was a little heavy. So now we're at 219.6, and it looks like it's gonna draw again here pretty quick. I can tell you, it's really good stuff. It's nice and light, and yeah, it's delicious. Maple syrup always is, but there's some good stuff. I'm pretty happy. It took a while to get a good draw, but now that we're starting to draw and the pans are nice and sweet, it's going well. So anyway, I'm gonna keep on boiling, and I'll wrap this video up when we're done. Alrighty, guys, so we finished up the boil. The tank's empty. The evaporator's cooling down now, and this is what we got for the first one. We actually bottled it off. We got about 3.5 gallons, which not too bad. But you know, really, it's the first time we produced syrup this year, so it was a good day. It's really nice stuff. Here's my sample bottle. So it's really clear, nice, light stuff. It tastes great. So anyway, guys, figured I'd kind of, you know, make a video of the steps and what we do boiling, and yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. And like I like to say, if you like these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. And just remember, It'll be all right.